everyone, and welcome back to more Ace Attorney. So last time we started the trial. We're about to go into recess right now. About to see what everyone's thoughts are so far. And they're gonna try to bring Larry in. Looks like we're gonna be cross-examining him. So that'll be interesting. Oh, I guess I haven't saved. Or maybe I did. I don't remember. I save now. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not really sure what to say. Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are two things which I need to ask you before we reconvene. Alright, I'll help you in any way I can. First, about that night. You really didn't go to the inner temple, correct? The Latinus witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying. Mr. Edgeworth, it's just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in the Hazakura temple. Very well. The second thing. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore witness to the murder. Sometime before 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile? There's only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me. So it was you. But why? What made you go out to Dusky Bridge? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh. Holy crap. Iris? I can't tell you about that yet. Yet? Not until her safety is confirmed. Her. Safety of the occultite. The occultite, huh? She must be talking about Maya. Huh? Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Denuxium? No matter who or what may come, I can never take a life. As I thought, no Psycholox. I forgot he calls him Psycholox. Very well. It's my job to get to the truth. You discover this for yourself soon enough. That's interesting. Till Maya's safety is confirmed. Court will now reconvene. Miss Von Karma, where is the witness? During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery. Suspicious behavior? He was sketching something, very intensely. Daria asked what the witness was sketching when he was detained. He drew a terrifying woman, armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip. I can only presume that his intention was to capture you. Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Lawrence Denuxium, I hope you're ready. Get in here. It seems that whip is going to see plenty more use today. Ouch! Your sketch is in contempt of this court. Hey, I was just artistically... Ouch! Trying to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your subpoena, correct? Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist training out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran up green paint. Well, to use the technical term for the color, viridian. Larry, this isn't an art store now, is it? I know, I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it? Working in the fields? I presume he wanted to say field work, I hope. That's it! Thanks, buddy! It's kind of sad that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence. I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. So see, got nothing to do with this trial at all. I expect all of your faces to be red when you realize this big mistake. Bright red. Or, to use a technical term, Crimson Lake. Ouch! 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 Stop your pathetic blabbling and testify like a man. Refrain from whipping me, Miss Von Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking. Witness, that was all your fault. Testify now. Ugh, this is too much for me. Oh my goodness. Here we go. I was at the lodge out in the mountains, looking up at the stars at night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I edgy? Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony. I'm just a nobody, nothing but a small, worthless man, aren't I? Why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation or anything else? Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex. He's certainly been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people. Yeah, that's right. Behind everything, every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you internally unhappy. Well then, let us proceed with the cross-examination, with no touching, thank you. We can delve in other details at later time. What I saw. Okay. Whatever is the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? This one single statement is so full of contradictions. For a moment there, I thought I was going to collapse. So, witness, any idea as to where these contradictions in your testimony lie? Depending on your answer, I may stay my whip. Okay, give me a minute. Well, it was snowing that night, so I couldn't possibly have seen the stars. That rundown shack is hardly a lodge, is it? And even if the stars could be seen, it isn't like I was there to look at them, right? See, you can do it if you try. Ouch! There's only one issue here. What you saw at Dusky Bridge. A number of times. How many? Maybe 5 times? I went once every 20 minutes. Which means you spent almost 2 hours at Heavenly Hall that night. You bet. Real love is about waiting with your heart in your hands. Love, you say? It was this man's intention to summon the defendant to the small shack, using this blackmail letter. Blackmail? No, that was simply a product of overflowing love. You huffy-puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for whimpering, whining west of a witness. Jesus Christ. What a tongue twister. So what did you see? I hope for your sake you saw a snowmobile. You huffy-puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for whimpering, whining west of a witness, eh? Well, you see, being called those names doesn't seem to bother him at all. Larry, you really didn't see it. Hey, no need to hear your desk, can I hear you? I didn't see it. I didn't see a snowmobile. Larry, say snowmobile for me, please. Snowmobile. Surely I have nothing to hide. Then why are you staring like you just flew over a cuckoo's nest? Shut up! What is this? I don't know. Don't ask me. Seems I'll need to start from a more obvious contradiction. I'm going to strike the blow that will finally get him to spill the beans. You didn't meet anyone. That's right, because I've got nothing to do with this. And I'm just here to buy some verding paint, okay? Come on, I expect to see those Crimson Lake's faces now. It would appear that simply pressing him isn't going to be enough, Mr. Edgeworth. Indeed. It seems that he's going to claim to have nothing to do with this to the end. I don't want this guy to cost us any more time. I need to slice through his obvious contradictions and keep things moving along. Oh. Slice through the contradictions. Does that include Phoenix? Technically he's all Phoenix. Okay, there we go. Larry Butts, I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic, and you cause all sorts of trouble. I'm sorry, but having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been, that could be considered a step in the right direction. Edgy, are you trying to console me? It certainly doesn't sound that way to me. However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create. Whoa! You're totally pinning this on me! Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened to cross a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts. That's right, me in the flesh. Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. So long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. That reality will not change. But what do you want me to do? I was recording. Larry, what you need to change is your inner self, but for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue, is all I need from you. Edgy, I think I've finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify. Well, I'm not sure this will go especially well. I'll ask again then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder? Oh, God. I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. I looked out the window, and Dusky Bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick. You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you? So what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire? It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. Totally burnt out, like almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burning remains was what caused Nick to fall. What did you say? Oh, don't worry. It's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold. I never know with that man if he should be called lucky or unlucky. Now please, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination. What did you do out there in the cold for an hour and a half? Well, if you really must know, I was busy being excited, I guess. Excited? Dare even ask. I set the meeting time as 10 p.m., right? I couldn't wait. I thought she might come early too. Well, it appears she didn't come at all in the end. Because they never arranged the meeting to meet in the first place, did they? Shut up! Don't go pricking my fond memories apart. Anyway, I was getting a little worried. I thought maybe Iris had lost her way. So every 20 minutes or so, I went out to the bridge. But I didn't see anything particularly suspicious. I didn't have anything else to do, so I went back to the shack to wait for her. This light was, of course, lightning. Like, kerpow! Like a slap from Naomi, honestly. A big badoom. Or a little like that. That's more like a punch from Miranda. Witness, did you actually see the lightning hit the bridge? Well, I was a bit startled by the flash of light, so... The ski bridge was on fire. Seeing that, what did you do? What do you think? I was burning up as well from the fire in my heart. That's why you went to take a look at the bridge. Well, to be honest, it's freezing cold, so at first I thought, forget it, I'm not leaving my covers. But it pretty much stopped snowing, so I don't know, I changed my mind. I'm not sure I care for the forget it attitude you had at first, witness. You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that? Lightning fell, and the bridge caught on fire, maybe around 5 minutes? I mean, I suddenly thought, gotta go check this out. How far is this small shack you were in from the bridge? Hold on. Well, pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk. How did Dusky Bridge look when you got there? Like I had recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even bonfires make fires kids make during school camping trips can compare. Well, should I press him for a little more info? What do you call it? What? Why did you go to the bridge? Why didn't you call anyone? Why didn't you go to the bridge? Or why did you go to the bridge? Larry, let me ask you one thing. What is it, Edgy? What's with the serious face? Why didn't you call anyone? Huh? What do you mean? Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try to tell someone. There's a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct? Well, of course I thought of doing that. So then, let's hear why you didn't. Huh? Yeah, okay. A reason. My reason. It isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone. I just didn't have time, okay? What about the other question? Let's say, why didn't you go to the bridge? So you suddenly thought to check out the bridge. Does this mean that you initially had no intention of doing so? Well, yeah, I guess it does. It's really cold and I didn't really want to go out there. That's the case. Why did you change your mind? I'd like to hear your reasoning. In which case, please give the testimony to that effect, witness. My reasoning? Okay, reasoning is it? And I never get another chance to see something so big burning. So you decided to go and see what was happening. That's right! We're talking about a massive suspension bridge burning to high heaven. That's not something you see every day. A real like, really special? Can we really trust a witness who is unable to pronounce spectacle? Life seems to love hitting this poor witness below the belt. Well, my motto is to hit life back as hard as I can. I'll give you a few hits too, if you like, with my whip. Told me about the burning bridge yesterday. But there's still something that doesn't quite fit. It looks like, despite his change of heart, Larry still isn't telling us the whole truth. What does it say in his profile? Okay, nothing important. It changed this. What? You claim to have arrived at the bridge at the same time as Wright. Yeah. Thought it'd be better to tell someone about this. Then Nick came up yelling about murder. Totally made me forget about the bridge. Fire was pretty much out by then anyway. What? So I have a terrible case of unease. It was after contacting the police that Mr. Wright, the Phoenix Wright, fell from the bridge, correct? Yeah, that's pretty much it, more or less. Okay, hold on. I think I found it. That last statement changed. Oh crap! Click too fast. He said it should have been burning for like half an hour. There we go. Yeah. Ugh, that was I was working my brain. Very existence being a contradiction. I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not. What the hey, Edgy? You make me sound like some sort of alien. Your testimony is conclusively contradictory. Problem here is time. Never been the best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? Terrible at those. This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what happened. Is this correct? Yeah, well, I wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less. Now the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to the Dusky Bridge, meaning you probably got there around 11 p.m. That's all that all sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act. That is impossible. What do you mean? 11 p.m. is when the murder occurred in Hazakura Temple. Thus, Wright was still there in the courtyard. There's no way that Larry could have encountered him at the Dusky Bridge at that time. Excuse me? I have an objection. You do? Edgy, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry. I'm Lawrence Nexenham. It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. The sister only said around 11. In which case, it could have been earlier than that. Watch your footing there, Miss Francesca Von Karma. The slope ahead is slippery. There's still no way that Wright could have been at the Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m. And why not? It's clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 p.m. Which means, what exactly? Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until... after the flames had died down. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m., but Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. So she stopped hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. Now then, what happened during these missing 15 minutes? I feel like I just got brutally woken up by a toilet splashback. I guess I was still sleeping after all. Order, order, order! So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Felix Wright. I really see that as much of a problem. Yeah, not much of a problem at all. Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes, and there is a phone right next to it. Why then did you not report the accident? Yes, witness. Why didn't you? You were there simply to watch the bridge burn? And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burnt out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty. That's what it sounds like. But this is Larry we're talking about, and even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction. Edgy, I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude. Just as I thought, you've been playing with us all this time. Listen, I'm going to tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all? Yes? I may really say it this time. Then say it. Very well, I have a terrible bad feeling about this. However, let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth. Now then, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness? What? Oh my gosh, I left my drink over there. Hold on. I am Denuxium. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up in frenzy of art. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly onto the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out, and then he came running up. I suppose artists can be strange folk. That's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch. What? Including the truth from the sound of it. Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts? Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains. And what would that be? This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him. Hahaha. You'll regret this, Edgy. Why is he being so weird? I don't understand. What do you think I was doing? Tell us, Larry. My name is Lawrence. Get it right. Mistakes like that are what keep you from being popular with the ladies like I am. Just who exactly are you? I'm Lawrence Nuxinum, Princess Extraordinaire. That's what he calls himself in any case. Then you are an artist. Of course I'm an artist, the real thing. Yet again, that's what he calls himself. Names mean nothing. There's only one issue I care to discuss. What were you doing? It's a very big issue indeed. Sketching the burning bridge? The burning bridge and everything that came with it. What came with it? You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? You'll regret this. That sketch of mine is... enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness. What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. That does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth. What should I do? I've got a terrible feeling that the instant the sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what is depicted there. What? I don't know. Oh. Okay. Let's just save. Let's just look at the sketch, because he's... I'm like so over him. Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please. I feel like we're not gonna get anywhere else, so... Well, even I couldn't have imagined it turned out like this. Imagine what? That Lawrence Nuxion's debut would take place here, today, like this. Ouch! Show it, now. Okay, but steel yourselves. This is the world of Lawrence Nuxion. What? Well... So this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Von Karma. Yes, well, it's better drawing than I expected. Isn't it? Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames, I really did. Yes, I'm sure you did. This is going to get ugly. What is a floating person? No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry. What? The burning bridge is fine. But, what is that unfortunate looking figure? You spotted that. I thought you might. However much I want to ignore it, I can't. It's Iris, of course. Iris! I wish she'd taken better care of herself. We have to plan it for her future, you know. What would have happened to her if she had injured herself flying like that? What? Larry, please answer the next question honestly. Okay. Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant flying over the bridge that was engulfed in flames? Yep, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist, a real artist. Are you? Hi, the girl, she's really high up in this picture. What? What was that for? This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory. Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly. Actually, there is some precedent for this. She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She's about 30 feet above the bridge, at least. It was really something to see? This has to be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back down to earth. What? Me? This witness is your friend, is he not? I don't know. Accessory to foolishness, Miles Edgeworth. Let us get back to the cross-examination by force if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here. Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron. Well, what do you think of my debut pace? Get that thing away from me. Now hurry up and cross-examine him. Her white hood fluttering. Just where did you see this sight from? Hey, no need to shout. When I was lying in bed in that rundown shack, a crack of lightning bolt made me realize that the bridge was burning. I just watched it for a while there, thinking how nicely it was burning. And after about 5 minutes, I saw it. The defendant flying. That's right. That's when I decided to go to the bridge. I see. That all makes sense. Aside from the sketch itself. Yes, the sketch doesn't make any sense. I just need to convince the artist that his work is ludicrous. You transferred everything directly onto the page, and that is the sketch here. Yep, sensational, isn't it? Or should it be that scandalous? Put my mind at ease at it anyway. It did. That's right. The reason she didn't come to see me, even though I waited for her, was because she was trapped on the other side of the bridge. Could it be that Iris undertook that dangerous, desperate flight in order to reach me? That's gotta be it. Alright, go me. Nice. Ouch. Continue, please. And then he came running. You forgot the passage of time to that extent, didn't you? Well, once I get caught up in something, I tend to forget everything else. That's true. He's always been that way. I guess he's not lying about that, at least. Phoenix Wright appeared on the scene after 11:15. If he was drawing until then, that dispels all doubts. Aside from doubts of his humanity, it's a big clue waiting for me in that cross-examination. Testimony does not leave. This testimony does nothing less than mock the court. I'm sure that there is a vital kernel of truth hidden in it somewhere. Okay, let's... Her white hood fluttering, but she didn't have her hood, correct? Okay. Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care. In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I do exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1 that it's the truth. If that truly is the case, then there's one thing that we could say for certain. What might that be? That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant Iris. What? What do you mean? I don't understand. A foolhardy folly of foolish statement by the equally foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim? Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct? Of course she was. That rundown shack is quite a way for the bridge. But it's what told me that this sweaty angel was my Iris. Hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling Hood. Seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one at the defendant's bench. Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She'd given it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight. What are you talking about? I think you understand what I mean just fine. Why did Nick have Iris's hood? What? Edgy, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Why you, Nick? You dog! I do believe this unbelievable mysterious sketch. It's destined to disappear, discredited, and discarded straight into the garbage. What is it now, witness? It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Edgy, today's the day I get to completely stupefy you. What? What is the meaning of your outburst, witness? I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence. Definitive evidence? Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge, and I, Lawrence Denexium, shall prove it. I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in the sketch. Show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality. Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy. Because I'm gonna feed you a whopping serving of pain. You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole time, trust me. Proof that Iris flew. When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried. I frantically searched all over for her. That led to me finding a beautiful crystal spear, half buried in the snow. I'm sure that Iris is simply wearing a spear hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal spear that night. A crystal spear? This one. Pretty, isn't it? Finders keepers. That spear. Where did you find it? Whoa! Let me see. Around here. Somewhere? Looks about right. That is so far away from the murder scene. So it's half buried in the snow. Pretty much stopped snowing by then. But there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge. The court accepts this crystal spear. That's fine, okay? I want it back afterward. There's something on it. Oh my. It's blood. What? Blood. You ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's gonna push me around anymore. Didn't you want to be called Lawrence Denexium only a few minutes ago? Oh, God. Okay. So you went to the burning bridge. That's right, to meet Iris! She actually flew to get me. Get to me. The least I could do was meet her halfway. The defendant was not at the bridge when you got there, you say. I guess she went back to Hazakura Temple. She's a girl after all. She must have wanted to look her best. It must be lovely to live in the fantasy land of Larry's mind. Actually, it's so depressing that I can't even work up the energy to the point. So what did you do next? Frantically searched all over for her. So you searched all over for her. She was flying pretty high, you know. Thought maybe she slipped on her landing and got hurt. Hey, it was more than possible. Also, when I headed out to the shack the first time, I was snacking on a banana. I was pretty sure I threw the peel away somewhere around there, so you know. Can one guy really be this stupid? So did you find any signs of her so-called landing? I don't really remember. Kept on falling over myself and kind of lost it for a while there. You fell over yourself. Yeah, the snow was deep and there was even a banana peel out there. Yep, there's stupid and then there's Larry Butts. The short of it is that you didn't find any signs of her landing, correct? Then what happened next? Half buried. It was sitting in the snow with a little gathered on... What? Sitting in the snow with a little gathered on it, on top of it. It's a weird sentence. It was very hard to spot, actually. I mean, it was dark out there. It was dark out too. I'm impressed. You did well to find it. No matter what you may think when you look at me, I'm a pro. Genius security guard. I used the pen light I borrowed from my company to help in my search. And it sparkled really brightly, as if it was saying, "Here I am," to me. It does look indeed look very much like a crystal spear on Iris's hood. But need to remind you that she was not wearing her hood that night. Spare hood. Each nun is assigned their own hood. They are assigned only one. I don't know anything about that, okay? And Iris is special, right, dude? Even if she did steal a spare hood, I'll forgive her. This is getting us nowhere. Our destination for the day, it seems. However, this crystal spear was found near the bridge. That is in fact... If it didn't come from the hood, where could it have come from? That is the question I aim to answer. Should I present the photo? Not this. No, not this. This one. Larry, that night, there was someone who lost a crystal spear. There was? Who? Who's a stupid idiot? Miss Elise Noxium, the mentor to a stupid idiot. The victim. I have a photo of her here. On the end of her staff, you can see a familiar-looking crystal spear. Hey, that's my photograph. Give it back. Ouch! Crystal spear like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it on my brooch. They look nothing alike. In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff found at the scene of the crime. The crystal sphere. It's gone. What? 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 Just what does this mean? If anyone jumped or flew across that bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris, after all. She was not wearing her hood, more importantly. The crystal spear was found... crystal found at the landing site was not hers either. That means the one who flew and dropped the sphere was the victim, Miss Elise de Nuxinum. A fool alongside another fool on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, what I prefer to call scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly. This is rejected. You can't do that. I saw my own too. And this crystal spear. This is nothing more than a red herring. You honestly believe that? Give it some thought, and I'm sure you realize you realize it as well, Miles Edgeworth. Lisa Nexium was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this spear cannot be related to this case. That is all. Miss Francesca von Karma. The only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns. Why are you pointing at me? The victim's crystal spear was found near the bridge on the night of the murder. Yet you expect us to believe that this has nothing to do with the case. That crystal spear. It was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder. After the murder? There's blood on the crystal spear, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw out the evidence off the scent. Investigation off this... Well, I don't know what you just said. Which is exactly the same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch. What? You mean I'm the killer? No! Oh, joking aside. Just when did this crystal spear appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless it can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case. Do a blood test. There's blood on it. Do a test on it. She makes a valid point. There's no evidence that Lisa Noxium left Hazakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal spear can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to be transformed into something else entirely. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth. I want your final opinion on this disposition of the crystal spear. If it is not related to the case, then this witness you called will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time. Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth. Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal spear was dropped before the murder took place? I don't know! test the blood on it? I don't understand. Hmm. I was trying to see if maybe her spear is in this photo, but it's not. I don't know if I can or not. Like with the evidence I have right now? Oh, jeez. I mean, if I say no, then that's that, right? To prove it, that isn't the issue. To simply prove it, that's the only option. That's what he'd do. That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal spear is a vital link to solving the case. You will do what? That look in your eyes. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered. That should come as no surprise, because right now, I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered. I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Evidence that proves the crystal spear was indeed dropped before the murder. Oh my god. So I do just have to present evidence. What the heck would I present? Let's try this. Your response, Miss Von Carva. Miles Edgeworth. Okay. I don't think we can do this. I feel like we're missing stuff. I don't know what else to do. It's not possible. Change. The crystal spear was found near the bridge. Perhaps it's just a curveball from the killer. Well, it seems Mr. Edgeworth, Miles Edgeworth seems to have nothing further to say. I'm left with no choice. Oh? Okay. What is this? Hey, Edgy, you're a defense attorney, aren't you? If it was Nick standing where you are right now. If it was Nick, do you think he'd give up? No, he'd find the truth, no matter what it took, no matter how crazy it seemed. Right. At this moment, I'm standing where you should be. Which means there's only one thing I can do. Think like you. Oh, we're still trying to prove it. Huh. So I have a piece of evidence that's supposed to work? Do we present it itself? Oh, we just present the crystal ball. This crystal spear was half buried in snow, correct? That's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing when it would have been game over. So it would have totally covered it. It's all you need to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear. What? When the crystal spear was dropped, it was snowing. Even if it was ever so slightly. Snowing. On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there is no snow on the victim's body. Therefore, the crystal spear must have been dropped before the murder. What? What? Huh. I was on the right track with the weather report. I guess I just had to present the spear itself, which is a little weird. Order. On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused the staff's crystal sphere to come loose. What? What could that have been? The sphere, there's some blood on it, isn't there? On Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge. The murder didn't take place in the Hazakura Temple courtyard? Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness. Just who is the fool? And which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma? Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. That's not exactly true now, is it? To put more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body. That's the same thing. No, it isn't. You said it yourself. Right. If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there's no bleeding. You're forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Nexium's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot, it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You mean to suggest that someone carried the body all that way? The snowmobile. I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. Yep. My bird. I just need to prove that my version of events is perfectly possible. Now the defense is ready. The court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple. Yeah, I think it would be this, right? On that snowy night, there is one way that a body could have been removed. The snowmobile. As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose the murder weapon. But it could also have been used to carry a body. Order, order, order! This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You've dug yourself into your own grave. What do you mean? The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin? Huh. You're too late, Francesca von Karma. In fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation. What? Where was the victim? At least Nexum really killed. If her body was moved, whatever for. And finally, just what does this image mean? Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it. This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl whom he is enamored. He drew this, so is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point. Edgy? Thank you! That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances. Ugh. Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It is just as I thought. Francesca von Karma, you make a wonderful partner. Excuse me? There was one reason and one alone for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case, and then pass it on to Wright. Really? That's what this is all about? You could have just told me from the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have been... Oh. Miles Edgeworth. I don't care about what you were here to do. This is my chance to finally grind you under my heel. A shame that your chance seems to have slipped by you. What a shame! This is your fault. Such a terrible witness. You're an Oh! I demand satisfaction! Bro's dead. Can't believe that the witness's testimony relates to an actual event. However, there has been some sort of answer for the questions it raises. Have his words here today been truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, Those are the matters that shall be addressed. I'm counting on thorough investigations by both the defense and the prosecution. And with this, the rest is up to you, right? Court is now adjourned. Yay. Oh, Lord. Okay. Next time we'll do the second part of the investigation, and it sounds like we're gonna be back to Wright, so I'll be fine. Ugh. Okay. I wonder if Edgeworth will still be helping. I don't know. I'm curious though. But yeah. Very interesting. I was not thinking that it took place in a different spot at all. Oh my gosh, that was quite the surprise. And I can't believe Larry's testimony really pulled through. That was very interesting too. But next time, investigation time. And then maybe we'll be wrapping up the trial after that, it sounds like. But yeah, hopefully we get more answers. We'll also hopefully find out what, what was it? What was it? I don't remember now. Oh, what? I'm just gonna call her Dahlia. I can't remember what they're calling her in this. What are they calling her in this? I don't remember. But we'll find out what she meant about Maya. That was really weird. Like, what is she hiding? Like, what does Maya have to do with anything? Her, like, it's just, like, her safety. I don't understand. I'm curious. Yeah. That'll be it for now. Hopefully we get our questions answered and our answers questioned. Yeah. Have a good day or night. See you next time. Goodbye.